evening, everybody. Tonight we have a newcomer in the music business, and his name is K Rage. And if you want to know how that is spelled, that is K-R-A-G-E, Rage. And tonight, K Rage, I just want to ask you a few questions to let the listening folks know what you're about and how things got started for you. So if you don't mind, the first question is, I'd like to know how long that you have been into music and when about it started, for your liking of any kind of music that is.
Well, in my personal experience, I've started liking music and listening to it more often ever since I was 3 years old. And it's been a whole part of my life.
Yeah, I heard a story from somebody that said when you were young, about 3 years old, how you were never afraid to sing anywhere. And the funniest part, which I have to mention, is the fact that everybody knows the store Menards. And every time that commercial came on the television, you had to sing along. And then when we got to how you got to the store and you would sing that song, the thing about it is it wasn't the full Save Big Money at Menards. It was Save Big Money at the Nards. That's Nards. And you know what? That was so much more appealing than the original song. What do you think about that?
Well, that story that you were told, first of all, is a true story. And honestly, I think it's kind of funny. I'd still do it today, really. Because it's just who I am as a person.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny to see you back in that grocery shopping cart there with your legs through the little holes, singing the Nards. That would be good. I'd like to know, from back then till now or whatever, it doesn't really matter, but it's interesting to know what some of your favorite musicians were. Despite the genres out there that you listen to now, which, obviously would change since you've been young, but some of them could still be the same. Do you remember what favorite musicians that you like to listen to way back when, up till now?
Honestly, I remember when I was younger, my go-to genre was country. And the main artists I would listen to was like Toby Keith, Keith Urban, and Lone Star, Rascal Flatts. All of those country artists you can name, I listened to. But it's just gotten bigger now that I'm older. My whole genre taste has grown. And I love how it's grown so much.
Now that you mentioned country music and name some of that, how about, did you ever listen to rock and roll and maybe some of those influences of what you liked or who you learned them from and such?
Rock and roll was also a big part of my life as well. Due to more 80s, but also a little bit of 70s stuff, I was very intrigued with, like, Wild Side and more like Queen, Def Leppard, Pretty Maids, just all those bands you can think of from the 80s, and I just loved them all.
Well, that's quite a variety right there when you go from the country musicians that you have mentioned to the rock and roll ones. And I'm sure there was some other ones in between that, people that you have heard them from, you know. But what about when did you start writing music? And if you can, in the same question, once you wrote music, when did you start adding lyrics to the music? Because I know it's a little bit more easier to maybe write a melody than to do both at the same time when you're first learning. So if you can separate the two, when you liked music or when you started writing music, and to when you started putting lyrics to the music.
Well, when I first started writing lyrics, it was more of starting this year in 2020, and I started a couple months ago maybe, and for my writing and for my music writing, I actually had started that like 3 years ago in 2017, and it's just grown into something major, which I love doing.
Oh, that's a pretty good answer there. I think that's pretty good. I'm just wondering, out of your family, let's say grandpa, aunts, uncles, mom, dad, brothers, sisters, or whatever it may be, are you the only one out of the family that likes the music? Or was there more involved in your decision because you got to hear music from other people?
Well, my biggest influencers here in my family were my dad, my brother, and my sister, because they all had made music. And I feel like I wanted to do that. I wanted to be like them, because I wanted to make other people like my stuff. Because everybody's music that we had here in this family is all different. And I figured maybe if I try it, maybe some people would like my stuff. And it just happened to turn out a little bit better than I thought. So thank you all for the support.
That was pretty good. So you had a brother and a sister into the music, and I'm sure they did their own thing too, and you know that they tried out to see how it would work with their friends and just let other people listen to it. Anyway, as we go on here, what or who inspired you to want to write music, and why?
Well, honestly, that would be my dad's department right there. And I loved hearing other people's music. And my very well and known and close friend, Derek Charles Johnson, Christian rock artist. I have his 2 CDs, which influenced me because of how he got along with me and the way he writes music. Personally, I know this guy, and he is one of the best guys out there you will ever meet. And his lyrics are just so true. And that's what made me want to start. He was my biggest influencer.
Oh, that sounds very promising. He sounds like he could be a very good guy. Where did you meet Derek at?
Well, he was a lead singer at a church in South Dakota, and his voice just, the first time I heard it, it stuck out. Like, it fit so good, but stuck out. Because it was very calming, too. His voice is not very deep, it's not very high-pitched, it's just, and it's heartwarming, honestly. It makes you feel very good. Just the way he sings and his guitar he does, and he just did a very good job.
Wow, definitely going to have to look that one up, people. That is Derek Charles Johnson. You can look him up. I'm pretty sure that he has a few videos of his voice on there, but he does have 2 CDs that are so awesome. I have listened to them myself, and I can't complain. I enjoy each one. So, and as we carry on here, I'm just wondering, do you play any instruments, or are you learning to play instruments so you can, maybe widen your range as you grow older?
Well, the main thing I'm doing right now is I'm trying to learn the guitar and also trying to do a little bit of drums too, so that I can widen my variety of different kind of music genres, but still be me. I still want to be me, but have a little bit of a different genre, like put in electric guitar in my music or a little bit of real drums in my music, So, it's still going to be the same thing. It's just most of my music is on my computer actually that I do. And it's fun to do there, but I think it would be a little bit more fun to do physically, like physically playing your guitar, physically playing the drums. It would just make it a little bit more fun, but it's still very fun to do it on your computer. So,
wow, that's awesome! Taking the time to do that's pretty dedicated business there, and I really wish you well. I have one more question for you to answer, and I'm hoping that that we covered everything. And if there is anything people would like to know, I'm sure you'd be able to ask the question on his website, or his channel, I should say. And the question is, where would you like to see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years, my big dream is to be up on a stage, honestly. And even if I can't be up on a stage, I'm still going to try and do my thing, because I know that I like it and it makes me feel better and makes me feel good, because I know I'm doing what I've always wanted to do. So even if I don't get a job on a stage or whatever, I'm still going to do what I wanted to do. Even though I might not get that chance to be up on a stage, it's not that big of a deal.
Well, that's a pretty good start. I think you're giving people a lot of looks at you to see and give you some positive remarks as far as maybe wanting to follow you to see how you evolve in this music business. And I myself do wish you the best, and it sounds like you got a good head start and a lot of instruments sitting here in the background. So I want to thank you, K-Rage. And is there anything else you'd like to add before we bring this thing to a close?
The only thing I want to say to you guys is thank you all for your support. It really means a lot to me, and let's keep it going.
All right. I want to thank everybody for listening. And if you have any questions about this, please put them on the site for him to answer, and he will answer them back. That is the for sure thing. And we'll try to keep updates. And this is our very first interview with K-Rage. And everybody have a great night. And we will see you soon and let you know about the updates.